This podcast contains paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, where I discuss how you can grow your business by the bootstraps. This applies to all entrepreneurs, from the person just starting up to the one that is already well established. My goal is to help you grow. I am your host, Isaiah O'Connor. Today's sponsor is flaticon.com. What is flaticon.com? It's a website where you can get icons for your business, for any papers you're doing, anything like that, your website, whatever. Just icons, SVG, GIFs, whatever. You can get thousands of free, or you can subscribe either for by month to month or for 1 year at a time. Get a discount for a year at a time. You sign up and you can get millions of icons to use. You don't have to do attribution. You can edit them to fit what you need. You get great support. It's a great place. Go check it out, flaticon.com. Now, today I'm going to talk about something I was kind of stumbling through on Friday. I was very, very exhausted when I was recording after I got the kids to bed. And I was thinking about what's the difference between being content and not getting into like a comfort zone, lazy zone. And I realized that there's a difference between contentment and complacency. And that's a pretty big deal. And it's very important. See, in my last podcast, I talked about good being the enemy of great, and was struggling, like I had said, a bit about being okay and content with your situation, but yet not sitting around and doing nothing. And I finally figured out the big differences between being complacent and being content. Now, complacency says that things are good enough. This is good. This works for me. I'm good. Everything's happy. And that's when you start to become complacent. I've seen it over and over and over again. I've seen it multiple times. Many businesses think things are going good. Things are going just fine. They've got lots of customers. They don't need to strive to grow or become better or do anything else because things are good. And when you get into that mindset, you might think you're just content with the way things are. But it's kind of, when it becomes lazy, it's complacent. Now, contentment is being able to find joy and happiness in your situation, even if it's tough. Contentment says, yes, I'm stressed. COVID-19 has wiped my business out. I don't have a lot of money, but my kids are healthy. They're not sick. I'm able to feed my kids, and I'm happy with that. I can be content with that. That doesn't mean I am complacent about it. That doesn't mean, well, I'm feeding my family and yeah, things are rough, but I'm going to be happy about it and not do anything. No, not at all. Not by a long stretch. I can be content with an old computer. I can be content with having to record without a microphone. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go out and get a new one. I just know that I'm not going to be crying and feeling bad and sorry for myself because of the position I'm in. I'm not going to complain and whine about every little thing I can't have. I mean, quite honestly, if you look at it just to give you an idea of why we should be content with what we have, even if we don't have a lot. Think about this. Even a couple of 100 years ago, there was no such things as grocery stores with all the different foods. You might have a market nearby where you could trade goods. You could have some nice foods, and the super wealthy could have really nice food, but you'd be eating whatever you hunted, whatever you grew on your own farm. You might swap. You might have some bread. But I'm sitting here in Norway. I go to the grocery store, and I just bought some chili peppers grown who knows where. The world's hottest chili peppers. I just blanked on what they're called, but they're very, very hot. and I can buy the world's hottest chili peppers. I can go to the grocery store here in Norway and buy pineapple. 200-300 years ago, pineapple was so rare that people would bring them into like England and they would rent them out for people to just look at. You would rent it and go, hey, look, I rented a pineapple today. Let's look at it. And then after a couple of days, after you made some money looking at it, then you, the person who was rich enough to afford a pineapple, got to eat your pineapple after you've rented it out. Now you made money on it and you get to eat it. Now you can go down to just about any supermarket, just about anywhere, go and buy a can of pineapple all cut up, ready to go for a couple of bucks. I mean, we have it so good, even in this time of crisis, even this time of global pandemic. We can still go to the grocery stores, and yeah, we might not get all the brands we want, but I still go down to the grocery store and there's like 15 types of bread I can buy, 20 types of cereal, 3 types of milk, 4 types of milk, 5 types of milk, 2 different brands. That's being content with what you have. That's what that means. That means look at it and go, I might not have much, but I can feed my family. I can pick what I want to eat. I have a lot of choices. That's contentment. Complacency is when you get lazy about your position and you don't do anything. When you just expect things to happen for you and things are going good, so you don't bother to try. So if things are going good for you and you get complacent, you get lazy about it, it's not contentment. It's just more or less entitlement, feeling a little bit entitled. Hey, I've got a great customer. I got a great customer base. I don't have to do much. I can just cruise on here and just let things go and we're doing great. That's complacency. You think you're doing great without doing anything. You think you're doing good. And you can do better. You can always do better. And that's the trick. When you think you've got it all and you think you don't have to do any more work and you're lazy about it, that's when you become complacent. And that can be very, very dangerous in your personal life, in your business life, in your interpersonal life with other people. You can do that. And I can guarantee when it comes to relationships, I made this mistake with my wife before. Got married and just kind of expect her to just always love me and I don't have to do much. But no. Guys, if you're married out there or you got a girlfriend out there and you just take her for granted and you don't really bother and you're just like, oh, well, you're my girlfriend. Well, you're my wife. I'm happy with that. We're good. And you don't bother to get better with the relationship, better at communication, better at romance, better at doing the little things like cleaning up the house that mean a lot to her. When you don't do those little things and you just kind of figured, oh, we're married, oh, we're going steady, she's my girlfriend, we live together, or wherever your position is, if you get complacent about it, trust me, she'll let you know. And if you don't pay attention, she'll be gone. And I've seen that happen a lot of times in other people's relationships. I've had problems with my own relationships when I've gotten complacent. So yeah, it's not just in business. This is everywhere. And I've seen businesses do it over and over again. Oh, we've got market share. Oh, we're doing great. And everything's going good. And they just keep going the way they've always done it. And then they go out. They go bankrupt. They shrink. They disappear. And they're gone. And a lot of these businesses may not even barely be a memory except for maybe in an old movie somewhere. So that's kind of the difference between complacency and contentment. Sure, it's good to be content. It's good to be able to enjoy what you have and appreciate what you have and realize how well you're doing. That's contentment. But thinking, well, I'm doing well, therefore I don't have to do anything else, that's bad. That leads into complacency, and it's a form of laziness, in my opinion. Complacency is a form of laziness. You just don't want to bother to try and keep going and get better. And that's a killer. All the time, it's a massive killer. Anyway, just a short one on that today, just my thoughts. You have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Remember to get your free half-hour consultation by using our contact page and the links below. If you found value in this content, please give us a 5-star rating on whichever podcast platform you use. It is very helpful if you share this with your friends. If you'd like to directly support this podcast, I have a few donation links in the description, or you can check out the show sponsors. You have been listening to the O'Connor Bootstrap podcast, which is an Atheoz Business Solutions podcast. Our companion podcast, the Atheoz Business Podcast, which is hosted by Jason St. Clair. Our past episodes and related blogs, you can check out our website at www.atheoz.com, which is www.atheoz.com or atheoz.com. Remember, you can also check us out on the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast Facebook group, where you can interact with me and other people who are bootstrappers and entrepreneurs. The link is in the description. Come check us out. I would love to interact with you. And until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor. See you later.